Hey there. This book is called Somebody Swallowed Stanley. Stanley swept into the sea with a splash and a splish. Perhaps he's one of us, thought the other jellyfish. But his stripes were too straight and his tentacles too few. He just floated in the sea, not sure what to do. You see, Stanley was no ordinary jellyfish. And you see, he's not really a jellyfish, he's a carrier bag, isn't he? Then something terrible happened. Somebody swallowed Stanley. But who could it be? Her tongue was as rough as a barnacle's, her mouth was as vast as a cave, and she hummed her low song. Stanley tried to be brave. So who had swallowed Stanley? The creature stopped singing as Stanley slid down her slimy throat. She coughed and she spluttered. And then whoosh! With a rush and a rumble, steam burst from her spout. A whale had swallowed Stanley, but now he was out. Stanley dropped with a splash back into the sea, where he bobbed along gently, calm and carefree. Until something terrible happened. Somebody swallowed Stanley. Who could it be? With a sharp yellow beak and a small beady eye, the creature flapped his wings and rose up to the sky. But who had swallowed Stanley? He pecked and then snapped and he nipped, but Stanley wouldn't go down. More creatures flew over, first 2 and then 3. In all the flapping and squawking they let Stanley be. A seagull had swallowed Stanley, but now he was free. Poor old Stanley was ripped up, scruffy and torn. He sank and he sank and he sank down some more. But something terrible happened before he reached the sea floor. Somebody swallowed Stanley again. But who could it be? Her paddle-shaped flippers skimmed the seabed. She had a beautiful shell and a small wrinkly head. So who had swallowed Stanley? She gasped and she spluttered and then started to choke. But Stanley was stuck without much he could do. Oh, dear. A turtle had swallowed Stanley. The creature was scared and swam quickly to shore. With Stanley stuck in her throat, she couldn't breathe any more. Oh, no. The turtle closed her eyes and lay down in the sand. But then Stanley heard footsteps. Help! help was at hand. A kind boy on the beach came and tugged Stanley free. But then Stanley heard, "Plastic bags don't belong in the ocean blue. Creatures think you're a jellyfish and swallow you." Now, with a rope and a branch, he'd made something new. Oh, what had he made Stanley into? Let's find out. A kite. Flying high in the air, Stanley soared to and fro, safe from the sea and all the creatures below.